I'll write an 800-word short story based on Part 1 in simple English, third-person style. Commander Jinu's 4 eyes hurt from looking at the old star maps. He had been studying them for hours, trying to find clues about the missing human home, world. The Galactic Council chamber was full of noise. Hundreds of alien representatives talked in worried voices. The meeting was about the new threat. The Void Collective was coming. They were machines that ate entire star systems. Every race in the galaxy was scared. Elder Vera floated above the crowd on her silver platform. Her white fur looked ancient. She had lived for over 300 years. She whispered to the beings near her. My grandmother's grandmother told me stories about the ghost warriors. A young Zephyrian turned his head. His scales were bright blue. Ghost warriors, what are they? Humans, Vera said softly. They could breathe in space, no air needed. They fought without armor, their bodies healed from terrible wounds. Commander Jinu looked up from his charts. Humans are gone. They disappeared. 500 years ago, Ambassador Kana laughed. Her claws clicked on the table. Stories to scare children. Humans were weak. They couldn't even survive on their own planet. Other aliens nodded. Humans were myths now, like dragons or magic. But Elder Vera shook her head. My family remembers. Humans were not weak. They were different. They had something we don't have. What? Asked the young Zephyrian. Rage, Vera said, and love. They would die for each other, fight impossible battles. Commander Jinu closed his star charts. Even if humans were real, even if they were strong, they're gone now. We must face the Void Collective alone. The chamber grew quiet. Everyone knew what that meant. The Void Collective had destroyed the Kithara worlds. 23 planets. Gone in 3 days, suddenly every screen in the chamber started to flicker. The lights went crazy. Alien conversations stopped. Old symbols appeared on the screens. Strange writing that looked like art. Most aliens couldn't read it, but Commander Jinu could. His people had studied old languages. He stood up fast. His 4 eyes got wide. What does it say? Asked Ambassador Kana. Before Jinu could answer, a new message appeared, this time in common galactic. Simple words. 2 words that changed everything. We return. The chamber exploded in noise. Everyone talked at once. Fear and hope mixed together. Elder Vera smiled. Her old eyes were bright. The legends were true. Ambassador Kana's claws dug into the table. Impossible. Sensors would have detected them. Our space fleets would have seen them. Would they? Asked Vera. These are the ghost warriors. They move in the dark between stars. Commander Jinu looked at his screens again. No ships, no energy signatures, nothing. Then something strange happened. The temperature in the chamber dropped. Everyone felt it. Their breath made clouds in the air. They're here, whispered Vera. Can you feel them? The screens flickered again. Time words appeared slowly, like someone was typing them. Old friends, old enemies. We have been watching. The Void Collective wakes as we predicted long ago. The compact still stands. We will honor our word. Questions erupted from the crowd, but the screens went dark. Commander Jinu's hands shook. The compact? What compact? An old Tarlac scholar stood up. His 3 heads looked worried. There are stories before humans vanished. They made an agreement. They would leave, but they would return if the ancient enemy awakened. The ancient enemy? Asked someone. The Void. Collective, the scholar said. Humans fought them before. 1,000,000 years ago, the machines were sleeping. Humans made sure they stayed asleep. And now they're awake, said Vera. Ambassador Kana stood up. Her voice was angry. This is madness. You're all believing fairy tales. But, as she spoke, every ship in the star system reported the same thing. Long-range sensors were picking up something at the edge of space. Getting closer. The lights in the chamber came back on. The screen showed normal displays again. But everything had changed. Elder Vera's platform descended. She looked at all the frightened faces. The humans were never legends. They were waiting, preparing, growing stronger. For 500 years, asked the young Zephyrian. Time means nothing to them now, Vera replied. They live between stars. They are the dark between lights. Commander Genu packed up his star charts. They were useless. Now, he thought about his children at home, about his people. Maybe the humans would help. Maybe the legends were true. Or maybe the galaxy would burn. But for the first time in months, Commander Genu felt something new. Hope. Outside the chamber, space waited, silent and cold. But somewhere in that darkness, the ghost warriors were coming. Home, the meeting ended. Aliens flew back to their worlds, to prepare, to wait, to pray that the legends were real and that humans still remembered how to save them all. Dr. Hana's 3 hands worked slowly on the memory core. The metal box was old and covered in space dust. Her ship, the Explorer, had found this human vessel floating in empty space. No one lived here anymore. The ship was cold and dead. "This is amazing," she whispered. "This ship is over 400 years old." Pilot Day looked worried. His tentacles moved over the scanner buttons. "Doctor, these readings are wrong. The computer says humans lived here without air, without water. How is that possible?" Dr. Hana pulled out the memory core. It was small and black. "Let's find out." She connected the core to their computer. The screens lit up with human writing. Then pictures appeared. "Look," she said, "battle records." The first video played. Dr. Hana gasped. Humans were fighting in space. No spacesuits, no helmets. They breathed the vacuum like it was air. "Impossible," said Day. "Nothing can live in space, not without protection." But the video continued. A human soldier took a blast from an energy weapon. The blast should have killed him. Instead, he kept fighting. The wound closed up in seconds. "By the ancestors," whispered Dr. Hana. "Are we seeing this right?" Another video started. Humans were lifting huge pieces of metal, things that should have been too heavy. They moved fast, faster than any known species. "Doctor," Day said, his voice shaking. "What were humans?" Before she could answer, the ship's alarms started ringing. Red lights flashed everywhere. "Incoming ship," the computer announced. "Very large, unknown design." Dr. Hana ran to the window. Her heart stopped. A shadow covered their ship. Something huge was above them, bigger than a city. The shadow blocked out the stars. "Can you see it?" Day asked. "No," Dr. Hana replied. "It's too dark, but it's there." Her computer beeped. A message appeared on screen. In common galactic language, "Greetings, we see you have found one of our old ships. You should not be here," Dr. Hana typed back. "We are scientists. We study the past. We mean no harm." The reply came fast. "We know what you are. We know why you came." The ship's lights went out. Only the emergency power worked. Dr. Hana could hear her heart beating. "Do not be afraid," the message continued. "You have learned something important today." "What do you mean?" Dr. Hana typed. "Humans are real. We never left. We evolved." Day grabbed Dr. Hana's arm. "Doctor, look outside." She turned to the window. The shadow was moving. Lights appeared, thousands of them, like stars but moving. "That's not one ship," she realized. "It's a fleet." More messages appeared. "You have seen our history, the old humans. We are different now. Time has changed us." Dr. Hana typed quickly. "How many of you are there?" "Millions. We live in the dark between stars. We have waited, watched. Why are you here now?" "Because the Void Collective is awake, as we knew they would be." The memory core beeped. More videos started playing. Dr. Hana watched in amazement. Humans fought against machines, giant machines that ate planets. "You fought them before," she typed. "Long ago, before you were born, before your ancestors were born." Day pointed at the screen. "Doctor, look at this video." A human was floating in space. Around him were the broken pieces of a machine ship. The human's eyes were glowing. White light came from his hands. "Enhanced," the message explained. "We changed ourselves to fight, to survive." "Are you still human?" Dr. Hana asked. There was a long pause. Then, "We remember being human. We keep what we need to be human. But we are more now." The lights came back on. The shadow moved away from their ship. "This recording," another message appeared. "Show it to your people. They need to know. Know what? That the legends are true. That help is coming. Dr. Hana watched the view screen. The fleet was leaving. Ships moved like fish in an ocean, silent, graceful. Wait, she typed. Will we see you again? Soon. Tell them we remember our promise, the Seu. Last ship disappeared. Dr. Hana and Day were alone again. Doctor, Day said quietly, what just happened? Dr. Hana looked at the memory core. So much information, so many secrets. I think, she said slowly, we just met the future. She made copies of all the videos. The galaxy needed to see this. Humans weren't myths. They weren't gone. They were coming home. The explorer turned toward the nearest station. Dr. Hana had news to share. News that would change everything. In the darkness of space, shadows moved, watching, waiting. The return had begun. Captain Yun rubbed his tired eyes. He had been on patrol for 3 days. The edge of known space was quiet. Usually nothing happened. Here, then, his sensors went crazy. Captain, Ensign Rika shouted. Something is coming. Yun looked at his screens. The numbers kept changing. First 1 ship, then 10, then hundreds. This can't be right, he muttered. More ships appeared. Big ones, small ones, ships longer than space stations. They filled his scanners. How many, he asked. I can't count them, Rika said. Her voice was scared. The computer says error. Too many to count. Yun moved to the main screen. He could see. Are them now? Dark shapes against the stars. Ships that looked like nothing he had ever seen. Are they hostile? He asked. Unknown, said Commander Hayo from the weapon station. They're not firing. The ships moved in patterns like a dance. They bent around each other. Some seemed to fold space. That's impossible, Yun whispered. Nothing can bend space like that. Communications Officer Jin raised his hand. Captain, we're getting a transmission. Put it through. Static filled the bridge. Then an old sound, music. No, not music, a pattern of beeps and tones. That's ancient, said Jin. Pre-war military code. The pattern stopped. Then a voice spoke, clear and human. Outer Rim Patrol Vessel. Brave Wind. This is Admiral J of the Terran Deep Fleet. Everyone on the bridge stopped moving. Human? But humans were gone. We request an audience with the Galactic Council, the voice continued. The old compact must be honored. Captain Yun found his voice. This is Captain Yun of the Brave Wind. Who are you? Humans disappeared 500 years ago. We never left. We evolved, adapted, became what we needed to be. Through the view screen, Yun watched impossible things. Ships bigger than moons moved like birds. They twisted through space without turning. Captain, said Commander Hyo, those ships are breaking physics. They're moving faster than light without jump drives. Admiral J spoke again. We know you have questions. We will answer them. But first, the Council must be told. The Galactic Council, Yun asked. You want to meet them? The Void Collective has awakened, as we predicted. The old agreement must be fulfilled. Yun felt cold. Everyone knew about the Void Collective now. They destroyed the Kythera systems. You know about them? We have always known. We have been preparing. One ship moved closer to the Brave Wind. It was huge, bigger than any vessel Yun had seen, but it moved like a living thing. Captain, Ensign Rika whispered, look. The ship was changing. Its metal surface flowed like water. New shapes formed, weapons, but also something else. Eyes? Windows? Yun couldn't tell. We mean no harm, Admiral J said. We are here to help. Help? With what? The war that is coming. Yun looked at his crew. They were scared. So was he. I can relay your message to the Council, he said. Thank you, but there is more. We must show ourselves to all. The galaxy must see that we have returned. Suddenly, every ship in the fleet lit up. They glowed with their own light. Patterns moved across their hulls, like living creatures. Beautiful, whispered Jin. Or terrifying, added Hyo. More ships appeared. From all directions. They came out of empty space. No jump flashes. No warnings. They were just there. How many are you? Yun asked. Enough, Admiral J replied. We are Legion. Yun had read the old stories. Legion, a human word meaning many. But spoken by this voice, It sounded different, powerful. "The Council will want proof," Yun said, "that you are really human." A pause. Then Admiral J spoke again. "We remember Earth, blue skies, warm rain, the smell of flowers. We remember what we were. But you're something else now. We are what we became to survive, to protect what we loved." One small ship broke from the fleet. It approached the brave wind. The ship was beautiful, silver and gold mixed together. "A gift," Admiral J said, "for your service." The ship attached to their hull. Yun felt his ship shake slightly. "What did you give us?" "Knowledge about the Void Collective. Share it with the Council." Warning lights flashed. The fleet was moving. "Where are you going?" Yun asked. "To the inner worlds, to show ourselves. The time for hiding is over." The ships began to leave, but slowly, gracefully. Each one different, each one impossible. "Wait," Yun called. "Will we see you again?" "Soon. Tell the Council we will wait for their answer." "But not long." "What if they refuse?" Another pause. Then Admiral J spoke one last time. "Then the galaxy will fall. And from its ashes we will build something new." The last ship vanished. The brave wind was alone again. Yun looked at his crew. Their faces were changed. They had seen the impossible. "Set course for Central Command," he ordered. "Best speed." As they jumped to hyperspace, Yun thought about what he had seen. Humans. Evolved, changed, but still human enough to remember flowers. The galaxy would never be the same. Speaker Mira hit her gavel hard. The sound echoed through the great hall, but the noise did not stop. 1,000 voices argued at once. "Order!" she shouted. "We must have order!" The Galactic Council had never been so full. Every species sent their best leaders. Even the shy whisper people came. Wars had been stopped for this meeting. At the center table sat 3 humans, 2 men and 1 woman. They wore simple gray clothes, no medals, no fancy decorations. They looked ordinary, but everyone could feel it. Something different about them. "Power, maybe danger. This is madness," said Ambassador Kran of the Keth Empire. His red eyes glowed with anger. "Legends come to life, ghost stories." The human woman smiled. Her name was Sue. She looked young, but her eyes seemed old. "My ancestors thought aliens were legends too," she said quietly. "Prove you are human," demanded Representative Jack from the Commerce Guild. "Your ships break our science. Your people do impossible things." Sue stood up. She rolled up her sleeve. Her skin looked normal. "Human. I bleed red," she said. "I need air to breathe. I feel pain, joy, love." "But you can survive in space," said Elder Thron of the Deep World Unity. "Yes," Sue nodded. "We changed. We had to. The universe is hard." Another human spoke. Commander Wu. He was older. Scars. Covered his face. "We left because we saw the future," he said. "The Void Collective would wake. We knew." "You ran away," accused the Keith representative. "We prepared," Wu replied calmly. Sue gestured with her hand. The air above the table shimmered. Pictures appeared, moving pictures that looked real. Everyone gasped. Even the skeptics. "This is now," Sue said. 3 days ago. The pictures showed space, dark space. Then something moved in the darkness. Something huge. It was beautiful and terrible. Like a flower made of metal and light. But it was eating a star. "The Void Collective," whispered Elder Thran. More pictures appeared. Planets being consumed, turned into more machines. The machines grew. They multiplied. "They eat everything," said the third human. His name was June. He was the youngest. "Rock, metal, people, light, everything becomes them." Speaker Mira felt sick. "How long do we have?" 6 months, Sue answered. "Maybe less." The hall exploded in panic. Some delegates screamed, others prayed. A few stood to leave. "Wait," Sue called. Her voice was not loud, but everyone heard it anyway. "There is hope." She showed new pictures, human ships, lots of them, more than anyone could count. "We have been growing, learning, preparing for 500 years. Why should we trust you?" asked Ambassador Vera of the Trade Federation. "You left us once." Sue's eyes grew sad. "We made a promise, a compact. If the Void Collective woke, we would return." "What compact?" demanded Speaker Mira. Commander Wu stepped forward. His voice was deep, strong. When we first met the Void Collective, 1 million years ago we fought them. Many races died, too many. He paused, everyone listened, we stopped them, made them sleep. But someone had to watch, to wait, to grow strong enough to stop them again. You volunteered, Elder Thran said. It was not a question. All young races want to explore. We explored the dark. We became the darkness. Representative Jack laughed. It was not a happy sound. And now you want to be heroes? Sue smiled again. But this time it was different, dangerous. We are not heroes, we are weapons, made to fight one enemy. The pictures changed again, human soldiers. But they looked different, stronger. Their eyes glowed. We changed our bodies, our minds, our spirits, everything. You're not human anymore, the Keth representative accused. We are what humans became to save you, Wu replied. June spoke for the first time. His voice was young but serious. We remember Earth, blue skies, children playing, music, love. We fight for all of that. Speaker Mira stood. The hall grew quiet. What do you want from us? Partnership, Sue said, an alliance, trust. And if we say no, the three humans looked at each other. Sue answered, then you will fall, and we will mourn you. But we will still fight. Alone, we have allies, others who prepared, who evolved, who changed. Elder Thran leaned forward. What allies? Pictures appeared again. Other races, but different, changed like the humans. All of them lived in dark space. The compact includes many, Wu explained, all who were willing to sacrifice everything. The debate went on for hours. Species argued, deals were made, promises given. Finally, Speaker Mira called for a vote. All, in favor of alliance with the Terrans? Lights above each seat glowed. Green for yes, red for no. The count was close, very close. The motion passes, Mira announced. By 12 votes, Sue smiled. A real smile this time. Thank you. Can you really stop them? Asked a small voice. A child delegate from the young worlds, June answered. We will try. We will die trying if needed. But will you win? The three humans looked at each other again. Ask us when the war is over, Sue said. Outside, in the cold space between stars, fleets moved. Human fleets, and something else. The darkness? That ate light was coming. The galaxy held its breath. The war was about to begin. Admiral Bin stood on the bridge of his flagship. Through the great windows he could see them coming. The Void Collective. Dark shapes that hurt to look at. Report, he said calmly. Lieutenant Nara read from her screen. 300 constructs, each one 20 kilometers long. They're eating the outer planets. Bin nodded. He had seen this before. Long ago. Signal all ships, he ordered. Formation. Beta, remember, we are the storm. Across the fleet, thousands of pilots responded. We are the storm. The human ships moved together, like a school of fish, like a flock of birds. But these were ships that could think. Pilot Sion sat in her fighter. She was young, only 18. Her ship was small compared to the enemy, tiny, but she smiled. Fear me, she whispered to the darkness. I am human. Her ship responded. It knew her thoughts, her feelings. They were one now. The battle began. Void Collective machines fired first. Beams of darkness shot out. Where they hit, matter disappeared. Just gone, but the human ships danced. They moved like they knew where every shot would go. Now, Admiral Bin commanded. The human fleet attacked. Their weapons were not like normal weapons. They fired pieces of light, pure energy, controlled starfire. When the light touched the dark machines, explosions bloomed. Beautiful and terrible, young. Seon dove her fighter between two massive void constructs. Guns on both sides fired at her. She laughed. Too slow. Her ship twisted through space. Impossible movements. Her mind guided every turn. She fired once. A beam of silver light. The construct exploded. Moon-sized metal died in seconds. Did you all see that? She called to her squadron. My ancestors were legends. Today we make new ones. Other pilots cheered. They had trained for this. Dreamed of this. Admiral Bin watched the battle unfold. The Void Collective was strong, but they were predictable. They ate everything the same way. Phase 2, he ordered. Human ships began to change shape. Their metal flowed like water. They became bigger, stranger. Some merged together. 2 ships became one. Then 10 ships. Then 100. By the void, breathed Lieutenant Nara. They're becoming giants. A new human ship appeared, made from hundreds of smaller ones. It was the size of a planet. It spoke with 1,000 voices. We are Legion. We are one. We remember Earth. The Void Collective tried to adapt. They sent smaller units, fast attackers, but young pilots like Minho and Hana were waiting. They split, their ships into swarms, hundreds of tiny fighters that moved like angry bees. Come on then, Hana shouted, let's dance. The swarm engulfed a Void Destroyer. Each tiny ship bit off pieces, like piranhas eating a great fish. On the bridge, Admiral Bin watched his people fight. They were not just human anymore, but they remembered being human. Nara, he said, open all channels. Let the galaxy see. Across space, on 1,000 worlds, beings watched. The impossible was happening. Humans were winning. Elder Vera sat on her homeworld. Tears ran down her face. They came back, she whispered. They really came back. The battle raged for hours. The Void Collective sent more ships, bigger ones. They rose from the dark between stars, but for every new enemy, humans adapted. They learned, they grew. Pilot Day merged his mind with his entire squadron. 12 ships became one will. They moved like fingers on a hand. For Earth, he cried, for all the lost worlds, they struck like lightning, a coordinated attack that shattered a Void mothership. The tide turned. Admiral Bin opened a channel to the enemy. He had never done this before. Void Collective, he said. You know me, a voice answered, cold as space. Bin who evolved. Bin who chose change. I did choose, Bin agreed. We all did. You will fall as before. No, Bin smiled. We are stronger now. We are ready. He gave the final order. All ships. Final phase. Show them what we've become. Every human ship began to glow. Not just the outside, from within. Pilots and ships were one now, living metal. Thinking steel. Young Seun felt it happen. Her fighter wasn't separate from her anymore. It was her. She was it. She flew like a comet, like a living star. The final attacks broke the Void Collective's will. Their ships retreated. For the first time in 1,000,000 years they ran. Admiral Bin watched them go. He felt tired. Old, sir? Lieutenant Nara asked. Should we follow? No, Bin said. Let them tell the others. Let them know. Humans have returned. Young Seun landed on the flagship. She ran to the bridge. Her face was bright with joy. We did it, she laughed. We actually did it. Admiral Bin smiled at her youth, her hope. This was just the first battle, he warned. They'll come back, stronger. Let them, Seun said. She looked out at the stars. We're legends now, all of us. Across the galaxy, beings celebrated. Children played new games, pretending to be human heroes. On Earth, forgotten, lost Earth. Flowers bloomed in empty cities, as if the planet knew. Its children had come home. The war was not over. But hope had returned, and sometimes that was enough.